I'm about to tell you something that might save your most important relationships. When communication stops, something dies. Not immediately. Not dramatically. But slowly, quietly, like a plant withering without water. You've felt it before. That moment when you realize you haven't really talked to someone in weeks, months, maybe years. You exchange words, sure. But nothing real passes between you anymore. The connection is gone. This isn't just about awkward silences or uncomfortable conversations. This is about the complete breakdown of human connection. And it's happening everywhere, right now, in millions of relationships across the world. Here's what most people don't understand. Communication doesn't just stop randomly. It dies for specific reasons. And those reasons create wounds that keep bleeding long after the silence begins. Think about the last time someone really hurt you with their words. Or worse, with their silence. That pain didn't just disappear, did it? It built a wall. Brick by brick. Word by word. Silence by silence. These walls become prisons. They trap us in isolation while we're surrounded by people. We can be in a room full of family, friends, colleagues, and still feel completely alone. Because the walls are invisible. Nobody else can see them. Sometimes we can't even see them ourselves. But here's where it gets interesting. These communication wounds follow patterns. They're not random. They're predictable. And once you understand the patterns, you can start to heal them. The first pattern is the withdrawal cycle. Someone says something hurtful. You pull back, they notice your distance and pull back too. Now you are both waiting for the other person to make the first move. Days turn into weeks. Weeks turn into months. The gap becomes a canyon. I've seen marriages end this way. Not because of dramatic fights or betrayals. Just because two people stopped talking and neither knew how to start again. The silence became so heavy, so loaded with unspoken pain, that breaking it felt impossible. The second pattern is the substitution trap. When real communication stops, we replace it with something else. Social media updates instead of phone calls. Text messages instead of conversations. Likes instead of love. We convince ourselves we're still connected. But we're not. These substitutes create an illusion of connection while the real relationship starves. It's like eating cardboard and wondering why you're still hungry. The form is there, but the substance is missing. Now let's talk about what actually happens in your brain when communication breaks down. Research shows that social rejection activates the same pain centers as physical injury. Your brain literally processes emotional wounds the same way it processes a broken bone. This explains why communication wounds hurt so much. Why they linger. Why they change us. Your nervous system is screaming that something vital has been damaged. And it's right. But here's the critical part. Just like physical wounds, communication wounds can heal. The process isn't magic. It's not instant. But it's possible. And it starts with understanding what went wrong. Most communication breakdowns begin with mismatched expectations. You expected understanding and got judgment. You expected support and got criticism. You expected presence and got absence. These disappointments create resentment. Resentment builds walls. The walls serve a purpose at first. They protect you from further pain. But protection becomes prison when the walls stay up too long. You're safe, yes. But you're also alone. And humans aren't built for isolation. This is where faith enters the picture. Not necessarily religious faith, though it can be. I'm talking about faith in the possibility of change. Faith that healing is possible. Faith that reaching out won't always result in more pain. Without this faith, the walls become permanent. You decide it's safer to stay isolated than risk being hurt again. You convince yourself you don't need connection. But deep down, you know that's a lie. The loneliness proves it. Faith gives you courage to try again. To extend your hand even when you're not sure it will be received. To speak even when you're afraid of being misunderstood. To show up even when showing up feels terrifying. But faith alone isn't enough. You also need experience. Specifically, you need new experiences that contradict the old wounds. You need proof that communication can be different. That connection is possible. That vulnerability won't always lead to pain. This is where small steps matter enormously. You don't heal communication wounds by having one big conversation. You heal them through hundreds of small, safe interactions. Each one builds a little more trust. Each one proves the relationship can be different. Think of it like physical therapy after an injury. You don't go from broken to healed in one session. You do simple exercises. You build strength gradually. You prove to your body that movement is safe again. Communication healing works the same way. Start with low-stakes conversations. Share something small. See how it's received. If it goes well, share something slightly bigger next time. Build momentum slowly. The key is consistency. One good conversation doesn't heal years of silence. But 10 good conversations start to shift the pattern. 20 create a new normal. 50 rebuild the relationship. You might be wondering about timing. When is it too late to heal communication wounds? The honest answer is almost never. I've seen relationships restored after decades of silence. I've seen families reunite after years of estrangement. I've seen friendships revived when both people thought they were dead. But I've also seen attempts at reconciliation fail. Usually because one or both people weren't ready. They tried to force healing before they'd done the internal work. They expected the other person to change without changing themselves. Here's a hard truth. You can't control whether someone else is ready to communicate again. You can only control your own readiness. Your own willingness. Your own effort. This means accepting that sometimes you'll reach out and get nothing back. Sometimes you'll try to rebuild and hit a wall. Sometimes the other person isn't ready, or willing, or able to meet you halfway. That rejection hurts. It reopens old wounds. It makes you want to retreat back behind your walls and never try again. This is the moment where faith becomes crucial. Faith reminds you that your worth isn't determined by whether someone responds to your attempt at connection. Faith tells you that trying was brave and valuable regardless of the outcome. Faith gives you strength to keep your heart open even when it's been rejected. And here's something beautiful that happens when you maintain that openness. Even if that particular relationship doesn't heal, you become more capable of connection in general. The courage you develop transfers to other relationships. The vulnerability you practice makes you more authentic everywhere. So in a way, no attempt at healing communication is ever wasted. Even failed attempts make you stronger, braver, more real. They chip away at the walls you've built around your heart. Now let's talk about practical strategies. When you're ready to address a communication wound, preparation matters. Don't wing it. Don't hope for the best. Plan your approach. First, get clear on what you want. Are you seeking reconciliation? Understanding? Closure? Knowing your goal helps you communicate more effectively. It also helps you recognize success when it happens. Second, choose your timing carefully. Don't try to have important conversations when emotions are running high. Don't ambush someone with heavy topics. Create space for real dialogue by picking moments when both people can be present. Third, lead with curiosity instead of accusation. Instead of "you never listen to me," try "I'd like to understand your perspective." Instead of "you hurt me," try "can we talk about what happened between us?" This shift from blame to curiosity changes everything. It lowers defenses. It creates safety. It makes the other person more willing to engage honestly. Fourth, own your part in the breakdown. Even if you think the other person is 90% wrong, start by acknowledging your 10%. This shows good faith. It demonstrates that you're not just looking to assign blame. Fifth, listen more than you talk. When communication has been broken, people need to feel heard before they can hear you. Give them space to express their pain, their perspective, their truth. Really listen without planning your response. This kind of listening is hard. It requires setting aside your ego. It means hearing things that might hurt. It demands patience when you want to defend yourself. But it's essential for healing. Sixth, acknowledge the wound directly. Don't pretend the silence didn't happen. Don't minimize the pain. Say something like, "I know we haven't really talked in a long time, and I know that's caused hurt. I want to change that." This acknowledgement validates the other person's experience. It shows you are not in denial about what happened. It creates a foundation for moving forward. Seventh, be patient with the process. Healing doesn't happen in one conversation. The first attempt might be awkward. The second might be stilted. The third might feel forced. Keep going. Trust the process. Remember, you're not just healing one conversation. You're healing a pattern. Patterns take time to change. Every interaction is building new neural pathways, new relationship patterns, new ways of being together. Eighth, celebrate small wins. Did you have a conversation that didn't end in conflict? When? Did the other person share something real with you? When? Did you feel a moment of genuine connection? When? These small victories matter more than you think. They provide evidence that change is possible. They fuel the faith you need to keep trying. They rebuild hope in the relationship. Ninth, expect setbacks. You'll have good days and bad days. Sometimes you'll feel like you're making progress. Sometimes you'll feel like you're back at square one. This is normal. Don't let setbacks convince you to give up. 10th, get support. Healing communication wounds is hard work. You don't have to do it alone. Talk to trusted friends. Consider therapy. Join a support group. Find people who understand what you're going through. This support system provides perspective when you're too close to see clearly. It offers encouragement when you want to quit. It reminds you why this work matters. Now here's something crucial that nobody talks about. Sometimes the healthiest choice is to let a relationship go. Not every communication wound can or should be healed. Some relationships are toxic. Some people aren't safe. Some connections cause more harm than good. Faith and experience help you discern the difference. Faith gives you courage to try. Experience teaches you when to stop trying. Both are necessary for wisdom. If you've made genuine efforts to communicate and been met with consistent rejection, abuse, or manipulation, it's okay to step back. It's okay to protect yourself. It's okay to acknowledge that this particular relationship isn't healthy for you right now. This isn't giving up. It's choosing yourself. It's recognizing that you can't force someone else to do their healing work. It's accepting that some people aren't ready or willing to change. And sometimes, creating distance from an unhealthy relationship creates space for healing in other areas of your life. It frees up emotional energy. It allows you to invest in connections that are reciprocal and life-giving. But when a relationship is worth fighting for, when both people are willing to do the work, the transformation can be profound. I've seen estranged parents and children rebuild trust. I've seen broken friendships become stronger than ever. I've seen couples on the brink of divorce fall in love again. The key in every case was the same. Both people had to choose connection over comfort. Both had to value the relationship more than being right. Both had to believe healing was possible and commit to the process. This brings us back to where we started. When communication stops, something dies. But death isn't always final. Relationships can be resurrected. Connection can be restored. Wounds can heal. It takes faith to believe this is possible. It takes experience to learn how to do it. It takes courage to try. It takes persistence to keep going when it's hard. But it's worth it, because on the other side of these communication wounds is something beautiful. Deeper understanding. Genuine intimacy. Real connection. The kind of relationships that make life worth living. So if you're living with communication wounds right now, know this. You're not alone. The pain you feel is real and valid. The walls you've built made sense at the time. But you don't have to stay trapped behind them forever. You can choose to try again. You can choose to reach out. You can choose to believe that this time might be different. And even if it's not, even if your attempt at connection is rejected, you'll know you tried. You'll know you were brave. You'll know you chose hope over fear. And that choice, that courage, that faith in the possibility of healing, that's what breaks through walls. That's what transforms communication wounds into wisdom. That's what turns isolation into connection. The question isn't whether you've been hurt by broken communication. We all have. The question is what you'll do with that hurt. Will you let it harden into permanent walls? Or will you let it soften into wisdom that helps you connect more deeply? The choice is yours. And whatever you choose, know that healing is possible. Connection is possible. It's never too late to start talking again. It's never too late to break through the walls. It's never too late to come home to relationship. So take that first small step. Send that message. Make that call. Have that conversation. You might be surprised by what happens when you do. You might just find that the other person has been waiting, hoping, longing for connection too. And together, you can begin to heal what's been broken. Together, you can prove that communication wounds don't have to be permanent. Together, you can build something new from the ruins of what was lost.